This video will show you how to replace or repair the belt tensioner for Maytag Atlantis and Neptune style dryers. Safety first, so always disconnect power before servicing any electrical appliance. And do remember the internal edges of the machines is quite sharp, so be careful not to get cut on the edges, and just be careful not to cut yourself. If you don't know how to take the machine apart, here's a video. Click here and you'll see how to take it apart to get to do the repair. Okay, the next item for repair on this dryer is the belt tensioner. The pulley's frozen up on it. It should spin freely and it doesn't. In this case, it hasn't damaged the pulley really. It's just gunked up, so I can take it off and clean it up and put it back together. Sometimes you have to actually replace it though. And to get it off there and clean it up, I'm going to go ahead and remove it anyway, just so you can see that. Straight underneath the motor pulley, way down close to the bottom here, is the pulley that anchors the tensioner. And it's 5/16, so I'm going to use a socket with the 5/16 on it. And I'm just going to undo that screw. Okay, the screw is out and the tensioner is loose. There's a little washer right there. I'm just going to leave all that together. To get the tensioner loose from the spring, I'm just going to lay it down there and pull it out of that little eye hole and leave the spring attached to the bottom. So now I've got this where I can actually deal with it. It has a C-clip on it that holds the pulley onto the shaft, so we'll just use a small screwdriver, pop off the C-clamp, and then it'll all just pull off and I can clean it up. So, actually I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers here. I think I am. Yep. Pulled it right off. Set it aside. Take the pulley, comes right off. Now you got washers on each side, so make sure you don't lose them. And I'm going to use some sandpaper. Okay, got that good and clean. Set my washer out of the way. Okay, the pulley. I'm going to roll up some sandpaper and clean out the middle of it. Just running it through there. Okay. Make sure it's alright before I put everything together. So that's going to work great. Now, to put it all back together, first thing I want to do is put a washer on, put the belt tensioner wheel on, and remember it goes the same way it came off, with the ridge away from the motor, just like this. So, put the other washer on. And now all that's left is to reinstall the C-clip to hold it together. Gently pry it back on with the needle nose pliers. Okay. Make sure it's in the grooves all the way around, which it is. Real simple. Now if you were just installing a new one, you would reattach it to the spring there. Line that hole up. There's a turned piece right here at the end that goes in the slot. And we can put that screw in and get it started. And then there's a shoulder bolt in there that the tensioner swings up and down on. So once you tighten this all the way up, the shoulder bolt will leave the tensioner still loose. So go ahead and put it good and snug. You don't want to tighten it so tight that you damage the threads, of course, but it still moves on that shoulder bolt. And that's how you either repair the tensioner wheel if it just needs to clean up, or replace the whole tensioner if the tensioner is actually bad or cracked or broken. So now it spins freely, and that's the end of that repair.